Buddy Rob Maurer here for a quick episode today, spending most of the day today working on my delivery estimate episode, which will be out tomorrow, hopefully earlier in the day than usual, because obviously there's not much of a point to put it out and then have the actual numbers come out just a few hours later. But on that note, I do want to somewhat de-emphasize it. Now that the channel has grown a little bit bigger, I think it's important to just recognize that these delivery estimates are really not all that important, and I really don't want to put them out and have people trading on them. So then I start asking myself the question of, okay, what really is the point of putting those delivery estimates out? And I don't really know that I have a great answer other than the fact that I just enjoy doing it. I like forecasting, I like predicting these things. And I think most importantly, when I do go through these estimates, I'll go through the logic behind them. And I think that helps us understand and contextualize when we do actually have the full set of numbers. That context is really what's important to me because that helps us understand more of the future outlook, rather than just trying to figure out if Tesla is going to beat expectations and if the stock is going to go up, 5 or 10% or vice versa, fall 5 or 10%. Not quite as interested in that. So anyway, keep an eye out for that tomorrow. Make sure you're subscribed, sign up for notifications, etc. If you have tried to sign up for notifications on YouTube and it hasn't let you do that, I don't know why that is, but it's an error with YouTube that seems to be able to be corrected if you just quickly unsubscribe and then resubscribe, then try the notifications thing again and it should work. I very rarely talk about this stuff. I think it's kind of annoying, so I don't, but this is the best way for me to explain that, and I have heard from quite a few people that they have had that issue. And YouTube also tells me that only 16% of subscribers to this channel have turned on notifications. They say that the typical range is 10% to 30%, and as a competitive person, it would be awesome to at least be average on that metric. So that's the last you'll hear about that from me for a while. Let's get into the Tesla news, and today we're going to start with the solar roof. After pretty significant price cuts to rooftop solar from Tesla earlier this year, leading to them having the lowest prices in the industry by 20 to 30% or so, Tesla has now updated the website for the integrated solar roof product, and they've lowered the prices on that as well. The most eye-catching change on the website for solar roof is probably a video of 3 hammers striking down simultaneously on 3 different roof tiles, one of which is the Tesla solar glass roof. The other 2 tiles break, the solar glass does not. Really similar to the hail test that they had shown a few years back. Personally, I actually like that one a little bit more because you're more likely to have hail on your roof than you are to have hammers pounding down on it, I think. And that other test looked a bit more scientific, not determined by the force that the person happened to be using with the hammer. Anyway, the other main change seems to be now a walkthrough of sort of the installation process, all the way from design, roof removal, waterproofing, tile installation, to power on, with Tesla calling out the expertise of their team, saying, quote, "Our in-house team of energy professionals has installed more than 3.6 gigawatts of clean solar across 400,000 roofs, the equivalent of 10 million traditional solar panels. From roof removal to installation, we take care of everything." End quote. As for the price reduction, both Teslarati and Electrek had screenshots of previous pricing that they could compare the updated pricing to. So for Teslarati's case, they found that after incentives, the price on the system that they had previously screenshot fell to about $31,100 from about $34,000 before. So factoring out the incentives, that ends up being about a 7% reduction for Teslarati's case. In Electrek's case, the before incentive price fell to just under $55,000 from $57,300 before, so about a 4% decline in the price in that case. So for both systems, about a $2,000 to $3,000 price reduction. Solar roof prices are always a little bit tricky to follow because each roof is a little bit different. They all have different ratios of active solar roof tiles to similarly looking, obviously cheaper non-active tiles. So that ratio can cause prices to vary for similarly sized roofs or for different sized roofs that have the same power output capacity. So we don't know exactly, but it looks like about a 5% price cut here. I would expect this to continue over time. I think as Tesla ramps up and makes the installation process smoother, they'll continue to follow that same strategy and really push to make this a more affordable product. I mean, Elon has said that over time they hope to ramp this up to, 10,000 of these per week. I think he's even said higher than that. So that's 500,000 plus per year. The cost will probably have to come down for that to happen. The other factor here is that currently in the United States, there is a 26% federal tax credit on the total installed cost for a solar project. That next year, so end of this year, goes down to 22%. And then after 2021, that goes to 0% for non-commercial solar. That federal solar incentive is something that has been extended in the past, so that may happen again, but I'm sure it won't last forever, so that is something that Tesla is going to have to work against over time in terms of making their products more affordable. All right, next up today we have an update from Electrek on quarter-end deliveries. We had talked about this story earlier this week. Remember, just around Battery Day, Electrek had seen an email from Elon that was pushing the team for record quarterly deliveries. Then on Twitter on September 26th, he tweeted, "Thanks Tesla team for the great work on deliveries," mentioned that it's been a tough quarter logistically. Well, Electrek says about that tweet, quote, "Now we learn that it was in reference to Tesla achieving a record delivery volume during the week, according to sources familiar with the matter," end quote. So as we talked about before, the competing schools of thought on this are whether Elon was referring to global deliveries or regional deliveries. If it's global, that's probably not the best sign. Tesla's record is 112,000. Analysts are expecting about 135,000. So if Tesla just passed 112,000 last week, they could maybe add, another 10,000 on top of that and get to the mid 120s, but probably not all the way up to the 130,000 range. However, if this is just US deliveries or North American deliveries, then it becomes pretty simple for the math to work out for Tesla to be at or above that 135,000 level. So really just wanted to point that out for today. We'll come back to this idea tomorrow with delivery estimates, and then hopefully we'll get the delivery and production numbers officially on Friday. Next is some news on the China-made Model 3. Reuters is reporting that, quote, US electric vehicle maker Tesla Inc. is poised to start selling some Model 3 vehicles made in China equipped with cobalt-free lithium iron phosphate batteries to people familiar with the matter said. End quote. This change could be announced at any time. The sources said it could happen as early as Thursday, which could indeed be Wednesday in the United States. So we'll keep an eye out for that. This announcement is not unexpected. We've talked about this before. Tesla is looking for more diversity in the battery supply chain. Changing the cathode here to lithium iron phosphate allows for that, as well as cheaper battery prices at the expense of energy density. For that reason, these batteries would be expected to only be used in the Standard Range Plus version out of Shanghai, not yet across the entire lineup. Kelvin Yang, who has given us good information before out of China, Kelvin Yang 7 on Twitter, has apparently heard a leaked price of 250,000 yuan for the lithium iron phosphate Standard Range 3. He said that his source didn't say if that was before or after incentives. I would guess after, because the Model 3 before incentives currently starts at 291,000 yuan, and after incentives is about 271,000 yuan. That after incentive price converts over to just under 40,000 US dollars, while 250,000 yuan comes to about 36,800 US dollars. Last quick note for today is a follow-up on yesterday's episode on the part about Toyota's electric vehicle targets. Yes, I am dumb. I completely missed in the headline that Toyota was referring to annual delivery targets rather than cumulative, so I just wanted to make sure that that was clear. Remember, they had said 5.5 million electrified vehicles per year then by 2030, 1 million of those being electric, fully electric, or hydrogen fuel cell. So those are the targets that the executive was referring to possibly being able to be met by 2025, though of course they did not give the level of specificity that was referring to the electric vehicle target itself, or just that 5.5 million electrified vehicle target. Because electrified can pretty much mean any hybrid. Those are very different things. All right, that'll wrap it up for today then. As always, thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and sign up for notifications. Make sure you're following me on Twitter at Tesla Podcast, and I'll see you tomorrow for the first episode of Q4 2020. Thank you.